Sorry, anything business related is confidential.
Итак, ребята, всем привет! Всем привет, привет! У нас сегодня Genshin Impact, у нас сегодня Фонтейн, у меня радостное настроение, вот прям ура, Фонтейн, водичка, наконец-то я обожаю все, что связано с водой, у меня даже этим летом у меня была возможность покупаться на озере, да. Мы думали, просто съездим на пляж, и там была настолько классная вода, то что я не удержался, и мы плавали там всей семьей, просто было офигенно, потому что я не плавал нигде 4 года. В отпуск, к сожалению, возможности у меня пока поехать нету, но я не расстроюсь, потому что я побывал на озере, наконец-то, да, я поплавал. Вот, сначала, на самом деле, я, типа, ждал все, что выходило в Фонтейне, а потом как-то стрим разрабов я посмотрел, и он как-то подкачал, и я, типа, расстроился, и вообще как-то его не ждал. Но вчера, типа, все такие, блин, Фонтейн круто, Фонтейн ура, класс. Ну, я такой, типа, а чё я про свою жену забыл? Вот у меня жена есть. Ну, и пойдем сейчас с моей женой исследовать новый регион. Типа, вот карта Сумеру, да, гигантская. Вот сюда. А, нам нужно караван Рибату. Вот, короче, вот это все. Фонтейн. Сколько там водички! Ага! Так, вот, брали сюда караван Рибату. Ой. Так. Да, Fortnite вообще топ. Ну, по Fortnite тоже будет стрим, вы не переживайте. Просто сегодня Гейшин, у меня стрим по Гейшину раз в год бывает. У меня настолько все медленно загружается теперь Геншин, я просто в шоке. Я не знаю почему. Караван Риба. Дай-ка Пайман подумать, чем мы сюда приходили в первый раз.
Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her. So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru is changing for the better now. Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
Может быть, это все из-за тебя, ты просто притягиваешь неприятности. Ты чё, охерела, коза, блин, рогатая? А мне казалось, что причина в тебе, Паймон, реально.
Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirl. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. But never mind that. What brings you here?
Раз в месяц заходим в Геншин, да, это, конечно, про меня. Впрочем, не будем об этом. Что тебя сюда привело?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway? Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get it.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be any. So, when are you leaving?
Рассказали, значит, про...
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried.
Это не Гарсия? Случайно. Ну вот, кстати, на самом деле, когда я проходил Сумеру, типа, я его очень сильно ждал. Но, конечно, я думаю, и Сумеру, и Фонтейн будут чем-то похожи, но, в принципе, пока не надзума в самом моем сердечке. Вообще, я все регионы люблю, но Сумеру в конце немножко подкачал. Хотя...
Should we go say bye to Nahida?
Не стоит ли увидеться с Нахидой?
Oh, good point.
Да, да нужно всех увидеть.
Guess this is goodbye for now, traveler.
Жену Блумку, которая скоро будет требовать Винкс, да, она там будет, моя рыжая жена вторая. Ну, когда их я до свидания, Сумеру, да. Не, ну хорошее было время в тропиках, в принципе. Хотя пустыня не очень. Дела в Сумеру приближаются к границам Фонтейна. Ой-ой-ой-ой. У меня так медленно загружается, вообще не понял почему. Опа! Что за музычка? Вот последний кадр пустыни. Вау! Вау! Ничего себе! Что такое, ребята? Ну что, жена, едем в кругосветное путешествие. Уи, полетели! Вау! Он еще типа на такой возвышенности находится, прям вообще круто. Очень прикольно, очень прикольно. Ну, кораблики из-за суммы. Как же я ждал Фонтейн. Я обожаю воду и все, что с ней связано. Вот эти вот вайбы, вот этих вот типа русалочек. Это же так прикольно. Я надеюсь, что разработчики все-таки добавят каких-то анимейшн девочек-русалочек, потому что я этого очень хочу. Это прям все. Геншин тогда просто разожжет мое сердце в край. Красивые кораблики, похожи на такой... Вот этот вайб Фонтейна, он очень похож на Ханкастер. Как мы видели по трейлеру, вот там где-то должна сидеть Фоколовская. Ха-ха, вас, суки, сейчас я вижу. Ну, в принципе, не знаю. Это... Я никаких вообще спойлеров по сюжетке не видел, я знаю только то, что там будет Тарталья. И то, что там какая-то судебная система, но так сюжетку я не могу никакого воспринимать. Ой, Мелюзина! Ой, ты какая милая, господи! Сейчас. Что я таки сумею?
Into the wind.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual... Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better. What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a... To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be...
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact...
Really? Like, a real trial?
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out... Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to...
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette. As well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's cute. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically...
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the... In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simple.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is...
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested.
All right, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Arc, but who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for?
Кого-то? Там девушка. Линет, что ли?
Huh.
А, реально?
Something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she?
Аня умрет в туалете.
Maybe we better go check on her.
Рилга, подойдем. Так. Прелюдия белый хвост, причем я говорю, то, что первый сюжет прям. Привет.
Hello there.
Huh? Ah, I'm fine.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed...
About many things, actually. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Все-таки они заговорили, русалочка!
Though people call the waters around Fontaine a sea, it's actually just an inland, and though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now he would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air, but now the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any... allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from a...
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was...
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Pipe.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your...
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been... Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have...
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Ой, какой он Паймон! А куда он там еще за жопку взял?
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when make...
Oh! Alright then. Well, Paimon, by the way, we were just getting ready to go to the opera house to meet the high
Там не могли
director.
бы вы
Would you
показать
be able
нам?
to show us?
So you're going to see Lady Farina?
Хотите
No
видеть
problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to
Госпожой
the opera house
Фариной
later
никаких
myself.
проблем. Да я и сам
I'll
планирую
gladly
позже
take you
пойти в
once I
оперу
finish
театр.
things
Дальше
here.
провожу, раз уже закончилось.
Please,
Следуйте
follow
за
me.
мной. Кстати, ребят, я вот не знаю, кого крутить, Линии или Елани. Они мне нужны оба. Типа, я могу с ними составить пачку. Еще потом скоро выходит Кутао, поэтому прям... Я не знаю, что делать. Жена. Вперед. Это. Давай какие флеш. Зачем я?
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Да ладно! Опа. Вот это я видел, кстати. Это типа как... вот такие титаны. Опа! Секси-тяночка! Здравствуйте, здравствуйте! Ой-ой-ой! Ой-ой-ой! Ебанулся. А он так кларинный стоит, вот она.
So,
Они рахуют, как она узнала, что мы ее ищем.
My dear
Мои
people,
богатые
rich and
бедные
poor,
кавры, как
those with
бокал,
cup in hand
поднимите
and
его.
those
Если у
with
вас не
nothing at
бокал,
all.
то поднимите
Raise your
руку.
glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then
Кстати,
just
мне
raise your
дизайн ее
hand
всегда
and
нравился, когда только с Лили.
As you can all see,
Как вы все
two
видите, два
unfamiliar
незнакомых
travelers have
путешественника прибыли в нашу
arrived in our
страну.
nation.
Давайте же поднимем
Come,
тост в
let
честь
us
этого
make a toast in
путешественника и его
honor of this traveler and his
страны.
companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Дамочка красивая. Ой, чисто чел. Русский моряк.
Is she talking about it?
Похоже, бокалов никого здесь нет.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless.
Скажи даже
No,
так. Я
I
пришла,
have come to
чтобы встретить
receive
вас на
you
месте.
personally. Fear is for
Страх для
insignificant
ничтожных
cowards.
трусов. Я божество,
I am
и
a
я
god,
никогда не
and I will never entertain the notion of such
Вы
meaningless
можете быть
wariness.
уверены, и ясно
You can be rest assured. I, of course,
Конечно,
seeking an audience with me is
Конечно,
the
искать
most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my
аудиенция у меня
authority.
это самое разумное.
Intelligent
Смотрите мою
people
силу и
always
засвидетельствуйте
gather under
мою
the
власть. Люди всегда
correct
собираются под
banner.
правильным знаменем.
I, Fosalor,
Я
hereby
Фокалор,
welcome you to the
стране
nation
Гидра
of
и
Hydro and
признаю
acknowledge the
значимость вашей
value
поездки
and
в Азерат.
significance of your
Фокалор с
trip.
Фулина, понятно.
Now, you may
Все, что
rejoice
это
in
это было
this.
достаточно легко.
Paimon still can't
Да,
believe
Пайма
it.
не верится.
Feels like we've only been here for a
Мы
few,
долго
but
пробывали
the
буквально.
Hydro entrance was,
На явление гидрархонта было,
a
как
little
бы сказать, это
over
было
the
немного
top.
Госпожа Герархонт, как вы узнали?
I see. As
Я понимаю, что
Outlanders, you inevitably lack
какие-то
even
базовые
some of
знания.
the
Не
most
забывайте, что
basic
даже
understanding.
что
Don't
даже богов
forget
можно
that
разделить
even
на
the gods can
посредственных
be
и
divided into the
Полагаю, это
mediocre
нормально,
and
что
the
вы восхищаетесь
excellent.
моими способностями.
You had best stop
Она прям
and
топ.
consider.
А
Do
что,
you
знаете, не
really
подумайте,
have the noble
действительно ли вы
qualities
обладаете
and
благородными
etiquette
качествами и
necessary to
познаниями
communicate with a
языка,
god?
необходимыми для
All
общения
it
с
takes is a
божеством?
flick
Я
of
по
my
щелчку
finger
пальцев
for me to
могу
know
понять,
every.
Talk about sounding high and mighty.
подчеркивать свою статус комфорта.
Oh, what's with these looks?
Возможно,
Perhaps the
встреча вам не
welcoming
пришла по
ceremony
нраву.
still isn't enough?
Что еще мне сказать?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Is that lady?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally school.
Какой нахрен
to see
дуэль?
this.
Вы чё?
I knew Lady
Я
Farina
с
would
ним
never
поболтать
disappoint.
пришел. Это кто скрытый фанат? Ой, я должен увидеть это, должен разочарует. Эй, пусть этой девкой пиздится, вы
Yes,
чё?
but don't get too
Аж
excited now.
мелкая! Я мечом махну, она
Some
улетит в
spectators
водичку
like to get
плавать.
quite rowdy.
Да, несмотря на
Despite
сейчас
the noise,
дорогие
I've
верующие
come to tolerate
зрители
all their
кажутся
ruckus.
довольно шумными. Несмотря на это, я привык терпеть весь гвалт.
You may consider this my reward to all of
Именно, да
you.
и всем
I
вам
have
решила, что
determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land.
Ты ж мелкая,
as
тебе
you
лет
were hoping to
14
see.
на вид.
Now
Она
she
хочет
wants
драться, разве
to
не
fight?
забежали немного
Aren't
вперед?
we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Опа! Ща будет пизделка! Ага, там уже Кларида на меня пистолет мушками.
Are you not
Боишься
afraid?
посмотреть, потому что это
Might I remind you that
А
this
мне
is a duel
посрать,
against
кто
What are you
ты,
trying to do,
Клари-
traveler?
Ой,
Provoking a
даже
god
легче
in front of her
знать,
people?
что богиня перед ее народом.
Stand
Клари,
down,
считаешь
Clarence.
ее его
I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled.
Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Aranias, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. I'm getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
Дуэли уже поднадоели.
You see.
Видите ли, как
Then,
богиня
as the
справедливости,
god
я
of
сажусь с этим
justice.
дуэли в суде. Чё?
All right.
Right. This
Это
is
еще
Fontaine,
Харков,
after
дура.
all. Such a grand opera house. It would be a pity not to use it.
Грозного кинотеатра было бы же... Жаль, если...
Why do you care so much about the crowd's
Почему у тебя
reaction?
такого реакция?
Since you spent a little too much time in the opera house.
Это все просчитано в
Besides,
цирк.
how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court?
Кроме того, как
You mean
иметь
you're going to
связь
put us
после
on
суде,
trial?
хочешь сказать, что ты собираешься отдать нас под суд при совершении каких-то
Oh, we have rules. According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each
Мы даже его не знали! Ты чё, дура? Ты чё, конченая? Поэтому и пойман нелетающий объект, она мой френд.
You
Ты
call
говоришь,
that
что это за закон? Подожди, ты летающий объект, ты опалим, она
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to... I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of...
You tell her, Winnie. Someone who's not crazy. Anyone
Она мой френд.
Great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick.
Ого! О! Это что такое? Что это?
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back?
Как ты это сделал?
Hey, when did you do that?
Я не похлопай память. А, я не похлопай. Чё? А, типа в начале, да, он ей что-то прицепил. А, видимо, типа, эта херня, она типа как, ну, грубо говоря, как
As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good.
А по-моему, здорово.
I'm not sure what to think. It seems late.
Это я, кстати, каждый день, да. Если вы не знали.
Amusing. Very amusing, Minnie. Just the sort of unexpected twist.
Performance?
Да, вы считаете все это
In
спектаклем?
which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not prevent. When there are valid grounds, I will not only judge, but even the gods of other lands.
Реально, это олицетворение меня, вы ничего не понимаете.
Forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette.
Всем пока-пока. Ну ладно. Побежали, побежали, побежали. О, пошла, пошла. А вот еще Кларина, вот Кларина. А вот она ушла. Как вам из меня этот, как там, озвучка?
That's the most unpredictable Archon
короче,
Paimon's ever seen.
Как вам мой голос
Never had a
озвучки
chance to
вешает?
ask her
Вот она
anything.
уходит самый непредвиденный архон
That's
из
the
всех.
problem for
Встречаешься
future
Паймон. У
Paimon.
нас даже не было возможности
That whole
спросить ее
scene just
чем-либо.
now
Но
was
мы
really-
поговорим с ней позже. Обстановочка сейчас была немного...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. So, now do you see what kind of...
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette, it will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where
Разве оперный театр это не место, где проходит судебное заседание
When there
Фонтейна?
are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Sure. You don't really have anything to do now.
Да,
And we
конечно,
wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
делаем, как собирались сходить в театр.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to... Oh, you really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your... This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Я такую, можно в реальной жизни?
Huh?
Real life.
What are they going to use it for?
About that.
Вы спрашивали меня про что-то.
You asked me before about the... I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin, until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will... In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her...
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can...
If even the people in Fontaine don't...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely submerged.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which we hope that at least the people who reside near the water... As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Hyman gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day!
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. Now, if you'd like to help...
Ой, наконец-то что такое дело, кто не стал читать. А мне такое оставишь на подарок? Типа, вы на серьезных щах хотите сказать, что отсюда вода может подняться вот до туда? Она ж пустыню затопит. Ну ладно.
What's this?
Смотрим, посмотрим.
So you also believe in the prophecy.
Что это?
Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
Оставь себе мнение.
What? You mean you don't believe...
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean.
Что, русалочки?
But as time wore on, people desired to live on land, developed blood vessels, and kept... So, if you ask me, water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before.
То есть вы все были русалочками?
Can't live underwater.
Да ладно. Ну, стоит взять сумку, ну да.
All right, I'll take it.
Просто чувствую, что
I guess I just feel...
означает смерть. Ого. Я тоже хочу быть русалочкой. Соедините вот мои две прекрасные ножки в один прекрасный хвостик.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about.
Да пощу посрать. Ничего страшного.
A magic pocket? Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf.
Обязательно поблагодарим. Господи, такие прикольные звуки вот этого водопада. Стой! Галатея. Это что, принцесса Галатея из Винкс мелодии? Да ладно! Просто Винкс есть персонаж принцесса Галатея. Это принцесса планеты Мелодии, откуда муза родом. Привет, Винкс! Привет, отсылочки, да!
Life is all about living in the moment. What you...
You should still take it.
Oh, all right, fine.
Реально, вдруг у вас корабль утонет,
Thanks.
так ты в нее
It's just that...
и все будет хорошо. Все?
Follow the wind. Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some interesting opinions. Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
проходим.
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since...
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials
То
look like.
самое
We'll help.
открыто, я не
Oh, that would be much
понимаю,
appreciated.
чё вы. Где? Сразу за нашим судом. Я могу тут поплавать. Могу? Могу? Да бля! Нет. Мрази.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romerican.
А у меня нету гидра! Ого. Это что такое? Нифига себе. Вау. Ну давайте Мону возьмем, что ли. Где Мона?
This is...
Волокнистый ромалит. Я еще Я думаю, ты кого мне выбивать? Мальчиков в портупее линии? Или прекрасную гидроженщину Еблань? Фу, извините, Елань. И мне как бы оба нужны линии, так классно, прям. А Елань тоже такая классная. Я не знаю, кого мне брать.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. Maybe next time you'll feel like...
No way. I'm in power saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way.
So, we're going to the court of
Подождите, она
Fontaine
робот?
before we head to the opera house? Good. Paimon wants a tour.
Еще погнали быстрее, я хочу поплавать. Я хочу увидеть себе какую-то леву, потому что у меня 100% гарант. Но как бы я еще хочу себе, у меня билеты, возможно, Ризли, а еще я хотел себе Хутау в следующую обнову. Я не знаю, кого мне выпить, что потом еще будет Тарталья, но где-то у меня есть. Наверное, можно было еще и Консту выбить. А потом будет Фурина, мне нужно на нее 100% гарант. Сейчас собираю всех архонтов, мне они всегда классные выходят. Ах ты шлюха, что они ему дали, ну-ка.
Oh, he's right.
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll... All right, let's...
Собачка! Подождите, багеточка? Какие глазки, ее багеточка. Вау, прикольно, погнали. О, ого. Вау, воу. Что, куда едем?
Take flight!
Я хочу что-то там достать. А где свет?
My apologies!
Здесь? Ой-ой-ой, какая женщина. Хочется потрогать. О, порт Ромарин. Такой свежий глоток воды после Сумиру. Раз видите, тут вода какая-то мутная, а тут типа светленькая. Конечно, жалко, что они не сделали воду на всю карту. Я думаю, что они сделают потом. Будет прикольно. Горячая вода могла бы пригодиться на вас. Что значит, что все в порядке? Там мелюзина. Это мелюзина? Что это там? А, это гидроку. Ну-ка под водой без тебя. Ну, память боится воды. Ну, кстати, да. Дайте попробовать, хочу попробовать. Подождите. Да блин!
This is the spot where Lenny wanted us to wait.
Подождите здесь. А вон эта овца.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Ах ты
Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do? Should we chase her?
Не, мы так больше внимания привлечем.
You're right. She might.
Это время на воровке не видно.
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Lenny caught the thief.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Там не везет. Притча о животных.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make...
No, that was all. Oh, I can't. Anyway, I should be going now.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her.
I saw the general.
Oh.
I'll be all right.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would...
You're right. I have to admit that the thief was even more... But at least we were able to get the stolen...
What a slippery little...
All right, let's put this little detail...
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious...
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key locations. It's pretty...
Still boring.
No, that's not what I'm... Besides, it...
Whatever.
Такая же милая, как моя.
Guess that's what it's like to be in a...
It's about time for us to leave. Let's...
Go. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Шарлотта? Шарлотта.
Oh, excuse me. Aren't you the great magician, Lenny? And is...
Hello? I don't believe we've...
Шарлотта.
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often...
It's an honor to...
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey?
Amazing! You reckon...
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who. Wow, today must be my
Кстати, вот
day.
это хорошо, что они
Who knew
переделали,
I would
потому
end up on the
что
same boat as so many
так как я в
VIPs? Could my vision finally be showing me
3
some
семьи
favor?
играла, там была она, типа, сюжетка. Поэтому, как бы, я
So,
не знаю,
Charlotte,
что вот о чем
what do you...
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the opera house. You can still manage to keep readers' attention, for example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is... Oh, I just remembered! I've been following a case lately. Well,
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
that's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and if I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the couple...
That's right. The first, and ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that but the scariest part is that to this day, many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible, but either way, I believe that every case has some
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing... I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Можно, может, видимо, полюбуюсь хотя бы.
Hey, we're almost there. Look.
Ой, вау, как красиво. Ой-ой-ой. Какая музычка сзади. Я хочу туда. Я туда хочу. Вау.
Well, I really enjoyed chat. Yeah, I as well. I have an interview. Okay. Bye now.
Ого.
What a tough job. Always running around and
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides,
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all.
Пить чай пошлите. Я хочу в деревню Мелюзин. Я даже не знаю, где она находится. Ой-ой-ой, прикольно. Или вот эта штука, это не последняя часть. Точнее, не последнее появление. Ой, как красиво. Всякие кукольные магазины. Блин, это, конечно, прикольно. Очень прям нежно, душевно. Очень прям. Давайте сделаем вот такую точку. Кого делаем крутку? Мальчиков портупея или прекрасную женщину? Давайте пишем, чипишем. А пока вы пишете, мы пока дальше проходим. Здание. Погнали пока что просто подходим. Как же тут атмосферно и круто. Лавикс. Прикольно. Прям очень напоминает Ханкай старый. Оливье. Эстелла Круэлла, что ли?
this is our current abode.
Наше пристанище.
Ah, Fremine, you're home.
Дома, где стороны за мной.
Where did everyone else?
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that father will be returning. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very...
Lenny, could you come here?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's... Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more material.
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials.
That's our Fremine.
Ого, дождик. Ой-ой, плохая погода. Ой, бедная Мелюзина, опять подождем. Чел только что прибежал. Блин, воды что ли поднимается?
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend. It said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the Hydro Dragon. Hydro Dragon, don't cry.
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain would be very... Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry. It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed to...
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. On the day of the performance, just ride the aquabus to the island of Aeneas. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Oh, are you...
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. Perhaps we could trouble the traveler to help us take these materials. I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted. And the boss there tends to be pretty talkative.
No trouble at all! Don't worry!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite...
Oh,
Да нормально
no
все,
need.
чел. Чего
This'll be a walk in
начинаешь
the park for
догадать?
us.
Все нормально. Сюда нет. Думаю, это мне сюда нужно. А, хочу к ним домой. А можно поплавать? Я хочу поплавать. Ну ладно, погнали. Монт. Минт? Типа, да? Выше, поехали. Опа. Потом уже... Можно статую потом открыть. Опа. Как зовут? Эзра? Хозяйка на месте.
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps...
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some material.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. No need. They've already prepaid several, but they insisted on paying the full amount.
Wow.
I can't say for sure.
Hey!
Why use your hands when I'm...
Where does a big machine...
Well... It's but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh?
Well, I'm not completely... When a trial is...
So that's what it... But... Paimon still doesn't get it. How can... Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called mumu. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking...
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next...
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no.
Huh?
Seems business isn't so great for the...
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first?
If
Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank...
You're from Northland Bank.
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here?
Look, but it seems that either way you look at it, it seems...
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that...
Hey, you, Northland...
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into...
You kidding? Aren't you? Listen to me, boy.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, but...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right...
can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get... You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Paimon should...
No time to lose. Who's next? Riptide. Shouldn't let your guard down.
What's your deal, Brett?
Oh, now you... Huh?
Now's my chance!
Бам! И слег пацанчик туда его.
That was weird.
У нас типа глаза бога. Вот, мне кажется, одна из этих энергий, та, которая типа Архон создает, она, возможно, отбирает силы или другая. Короче, не знаю, но...
It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe...
Strange. How could that...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp...
So what are you doing in Fontaine?
Well, I guess it's because I...
What kind of reason is that? Wait,
I don't know. Maybe but recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why. That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, it was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me on, she was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. Because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me.
but what is it?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive.
Слушайте, так в трейлере Фонтейна какой-то чел упал в воду. Все говорили, что это временные, но может это и был реально чайл? Типа это был сон?
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you...
That's just an abstract form of a whale that It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? So why don't you just go ask your master?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where
Oh, it sounds like...
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point. But there's nothing... Oh!
Я думаю, она появится в Фонтейне.
More work for the Northland?
No. It's more of a personal appointment.
Official champion duelist?
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by request. The champion duelists are all powerful, so engaging in some. And the worst case scenario, though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty. From what I can tell, so really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have.
So, do many people?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorend, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking.
Well, that's child for ya.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to.
Huh? Your vision?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So, besides,
Paimon knows what you're up to.
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
Окей, ладно.
That sneaky guy. Well... Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just exciting to reach the moment when... Oh, hey. Shouldn't we be heading to the opera? Lenny said that the opera house is on there in ES. So...
Давайте сначала я хочу открыть эту статую Архона. Только где она? А, вон она, вот там. Как мне тут добраться? Телепортики. О, кстати. Давайте попробуем, короче, залезть через...
Into the wind. The wind knows me.
Тут можно плавать. Теперь мы уже залезем туда, правильно?
Gather!
Сейчас мы полезем вон на ту штуку, потом перелезем вон там и все, мою статую. Тик-тик-тик. Полез. Мана у нас много, точнее не мана, а стамина. Это Фонтейн, дворец, это Мараноки. Фонтейн, дворец, Мараноки.
Time to go.
Вот статуя. Ну-ка. Ой, как прикольно. Нифига себе тут телепортов. Ну да, я понял. Давайте попробуем гидроэлемент. Ну ладно, давайте потом добавим. Это дворец. Филиат. О. Руна. Я хочу поклевать, ребят. Тут тоже будет поклевать. Чуть-чуть ниже. Видишь, так не помню, куда нам надо.
One with nature.
Так, стоп, вот так. Крутится. Я не понимаю, что от меня хотят.
Into the wind.
Time to go.
Быстрее. На второй этаж. Куда-то вот сюда, может быть, надо.
Stabilize!
Что-то там есть.
One with nature. Follow the wind.
Сюда и надо. Ура! Господи, я нашел это место. Так, поехали. Ну. ехать? Здравствуйте. Кто отходит сейчас?
Whirling snap! No touching! Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself. The destination of the current tour is Erinias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing. Approaching our final destination. Yes! Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Спасибо большое. Перед оперным театром. Может, мы еще поплавать успеем с вами? Тут так красиво, боже. Боже, я так не буду в реальности. Подождите, а тут можно плавать? Тут долго еще идти? А, ну так, нормально, кстати. Походу можно плавать, ребят, вы знаете? Давайте загоним его плавание. Можно? Можно! Может, мне в настройках нужно что-то сделать? Управление. Так, терпел глаз, зарослое плавание. Чекаем. Кнопки. Добавить функции. Может, там можно плавать? Давайте туда тут куда-нибудь... А, вон, может, кстати, пошли. Почти пришел. Идем туда. Очень красивая музычка, прикольная. Ну, давайте. Вау, ребята! Ебануться, как прикольно. Выдрочка. Как прикольно. Это еще одна выдрочка. Захочу поплавать. Вау, как прикольно. Вы посмотрите на это. Ну как русалочки. Почему они не добавили русалочек? Капец, как прикольно, блин. Ребята, это очень круто. Типа... Ой, там заблюрили жопу. Давайте сидели по плану. Реально как кусочки плавают. Видите, русалочка. Короче, дальше тогда уже идем в нашу оперу. Почему у казухи тоже жопа забыли? Там же типа... Вот у Аяки, да, видно. У тебя тоже, что ли? Что за прикол? Ну, блин, красиво. Сделайте персонажа русалку, пожалуйста. Или сирену.
Into the wind.
Все, пошлите нашу оперу прекрасно.
Time to go.
Вот сьют ледяного ветра у нас. Типа босс. Ой.
The wind knows me.
Всегда буду обожаю. Давайте тут мне нужно телепорт поставить. О! Это что, розовая мелюзина из трейлера? Да? Присин. Давайте. Да блин, ну я хотел. Почему не было лучше людей?
The opera at the club. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people.
Oh, Archon. Please. I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I guess if there are, kid.
Trash.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here.
Annette!
When he asked me...
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of...
Hey, you're not trying to scare...
I see. I might be able... In fact, you might not be imagining...
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro element?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that...
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon...
Then you should understand that tears contain your... Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were here...
Rather than worrying about them, don't let that calm look of his...
Oh, right.
Ладно, давайте сейчас одну крутку вилан сделаем. Опасно, опасно, страшно. Эйф. Вообще так медленно у меня загружается. А вот сейчас нормально было. Нет. Ого. Капец, стрёмное место.
Ah, traveler in Paimon. Good to see you.
Are you kidding? We would have missed.
But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started.
Погнали. Опять странный жест.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and...
Ooh, front row seats!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's...
Yeah, we'll just go to work.
Там, по идее, должна сидеть Архонт, но там навелет. А, нет, наоборот, навелет вон там наверху, а Архонт, а вот там еще наверху вот так должна сидеть. Опа! Кого я вижу?
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Пайман не села, по-моему. Как-то не по себе, да?
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together.
Excuse me. I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terrible. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is...
So you heard all of that? Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here.
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr...
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Teyvat, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linny. I should say it is in...
Wait.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems... Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of...
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so... And by the way, I should probably let you know, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise she...
Huh? Oh! It's Farina, the Hydro Archon.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any...
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the...
All right. Please wait just a moment.
Yay! The show is finally about to start! Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's...
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate So, Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on. Oh, and before I forget, there's one. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Может, у него шляпа это бесконечная сумка, которую мы типа делали здесь.
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Триггер на фильм. Иллюзия обмана там.
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top.
Ой!
Oh no!
I
told them to check all the props carefully.
Твою мать.
With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Чё?
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Huh?
Прикольно, прикольно.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught.
Guess you're right. I couldn't believe.
Thank you, everyone. But our magical journey has only just... The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. In which case, I have ample time to make all... So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring up... There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One, I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already... Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you...
Wow! How's he gonna... Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks? Or does Lenny have actual...
The lucky audience member will be generated by It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know... Now then, let's begin. Oh, let me see... Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic
Это же та девка,
firsthand
которая
for
украла,
an
по-моему, этого
entire
пацана, который
minute.
еще линию поймала. Она просто
Please, come
переоделась.
forward. My assistant will take you... I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up?
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a... like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when... Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say...
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't... Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep
Мне
it going.
чурашки по телу
All
побежали.
right, I'll see you all on the other side once you finished counting.
Такого недавно не было.
54, 53, 52? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting, merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that... 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double... It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem...
Oi?
Ah, what was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, 25! 24!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect.
19!
It seems things aren't quite going as... It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
10!
Almost there now.
8!
Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Ярно.
What happened?
Его убило?
Huh? Is this part of... Mr. Linney, you're going...
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl with...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed...
Yes, that's right. If this was...
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Если они реально умерли, там что-то не очень.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank. As of now, we are still not sure why we've... And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this and there are many indications that it is connected with the
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me?
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared. Now that I think about it, that whole speech.
He was in the box on the
Мне
stage.
страшно, а потом обвинят меня, скажут, что я убийца, киллер, на заказ.
He told us that he would like to.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your
I just think that
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
I mean, of course, my dear people. That's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? Then there's no problem at all. You know, the traveler, but with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better...
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain with it. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of...
Капец, боже.
Linny!
Sorry about everything that happened.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could to hear? I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull off.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is
Ой-ой-ой, это
possible.
нужно скринить.
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop, and don't worry, Paimon used her own.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
Давайте сфотоем, Paimon. Прикольненько.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching, good thing you agreed.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave. Since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did...
Oh, well,
The secrets behind our magic are past saving.
I suppose you're right. But if revealing our secrets, we should go some...
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case! Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen,
Huh? What?
come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show. And as you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell. And this is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find it. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it, if anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of...
Well, you can't say we were good for—
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of— Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know, anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you—
Нифига себе. Ничего себе так. Сегодня уже роман, фейерверк запущен долго. Да исчезла. Пока остается без ответа. Погибший назвали Колумбу с центром линии. Служил доверен трупу. Смотрите, у меня есть такая теория. Там же Лини что-то поломал. И, возможно, магия сработала типа не в ту сторону. Девушку переместила куда-то, наверное, в Фонтейн, в город. А Ковала вниз. И типа из-за фейерверка упала эта хуйня и раздавила. Конечно, очень мерзко, все противно. Какой-то символ.
Whoever the
Вот
murderer,
это
why would
уже
it
круто.
be him? Why would it be him? How strange.
Давайте еще подумаем. Где Фурина? Фурина там?
Go ahead, have a look around.
Веревка. А почему веревка только с одного конца поджена? Она бы сгорела же, нет?
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
Я говорю, она только же подожглась.
Look, this bit is made from— most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. Wait, buy my—
Так, отлично. Что можем еще записать? Стекла.
Hello there.
Oh, the seats were all booked in advance. So, sure, it's not like her name is Halsey. Apparently, she's a magic troupe member. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all.
Were the victims of—
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom.
Хорошая по имени Холзи, известный художник, который пришел посмотреть магическую штуку, снять, например, жизнь от работы. Она не вовлечена в магическую труполинию. Блин, вот это я называю Геншин Импактом. Вот это уже интересно. У них вроде, да, уже что-то спросить. Квентин.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the ramp.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think they're...
А может они типа муж и жена, и они это все спланировали?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his... Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so...
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that... I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the...
That much checks out. Lenny reserved our seats for us too.
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lenny.
То есть он попадает на одно и то же место, правильно? Или в какой-то приоритет чисел на одно и то же место? Интересно, интересно. Это последнее, у кого можно спросить? Нет, не последнее, кого можно спросить.
I see that you're investigating the area. If you find any new and interesting leads...
We don't have too many...
Then why don't...
The FUD?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't... It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath. So no one paid it much mind.
That makes sense.
I'm of the opinion that it makes... When the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a... Oh, that's true.
That does
Может, в нем что-то не так? Там посмотрели. Здесь больше нет ничего, да? О, Молли.
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
А я у нее хочу спросить.
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Nadia.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Nadia.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosu? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solve, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. My apologies, demoiselle. Should...
No need.
Okay.
All merely trifling. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. Judging from the look of things, I find Lenny an unlikely map.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for, but how did...
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled... Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lenny without any decisive evidence, but that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course...
Sounds more like you just don't...
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her. All right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any point. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like a...
Well...
And why would that be? See, Silver and Melus? I told...
Most astute of you, demoiselle. No matter how one... And if that can...
All right, that's now. I need to make some preparations, following which...
Wait! Since when did we become assistant?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or...
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that demoiselle's in... You wish to save a friend.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
Сейчас, ребят, погодите.
you've got something on your mind.
Это уже Геншин, я понимаю. Это, конечно, капец.
I have nothing to add.
Oh,
We'll be making some...
Мелюзина. Тристана. Тристана из Лиги Легенд. Она, кстати, тоже
sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit. No, were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in... So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
I doubt there was much opportunity. How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time, I couldn't see Linny's but still, I could not abandon. We Melazines are good at...
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have... Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful.
Может, она сбежала в канализацию?
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Тоже вход в зал. Поехали к Лине.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your...
Very good. Thanks for being so...
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem... Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia, and these are my companions. Would you mind...
Oh, new helper?
Well, let's just say we're tagging...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below
Ой, говорил
stage.
под сцену. Ну, прям просто мои мысли читает.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for... But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the...
The back? You mean the inside of the door?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right.
Вообще, да?
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the... See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be...
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right...
I see. So that...
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the...
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was... My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked. Wow.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping, and then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be... But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick. Could we have a look around? I think we can...
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting up.
А может, Бог был из-за того, что лестница упала? А вот тут разлита вода.
Oh, these are the clothes. Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere.
Right. And do you really need to do that? Ugh, this is so...
Так она же была не в этом платье. Ну ладно. А может быть и в этом. Как она... Видимо, тут
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh, Paimon knows. It's one of those tricks where... And here's a broken vase.
That can't be. The trolley...
Let's note that...
Там что-то валяется.
What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different...
Whatever it...
Вентиляция, ага. А это уже интересно.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this...
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon...
Как он ее мог открутить-то? Я не понял.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus...
Apologies for the wait, Demo.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal...
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the... The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the base...
So the tunnel's become like a secret chamber then.
The plot thickens. No wonder Farino...
In other words, the charges are...
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are up...
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the chief... That's right. This is how the statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys... To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has it...
This also precludes any kind of...
Once both sides have finished, then, finally...
Huh?
In practice, there is... yes, the guard...
Huh? What?
Because we've chosen to...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside... And even if that were not so...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that!
Of course. I just hope he...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together. I mean, what better way to...
Breaking out, so just kidding! Paimon was...
What do you mean,
Nose, huh? Here?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the...
I have eggs, sugar, and
Good work, you two. These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon thought it smelled good from the way you had these two guys carrying, but you ended up doing the entire...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm work anyway.
Only through...
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send a...
Tea is ready to be served. As no need for concern. I merely...
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something up. However, the magician twins could have committed the crime, so...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she...
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real...
True, but...
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would... Nor does she have...
Were we not... From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and...
They are...
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right.
Please don't worry about it. At my age of...
No. Being greedy is one. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then... Wait. Even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then...
All right, we get it. Maloose, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg.
Well, this really is your...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for. It would be awkward if you got...
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Все, мы все улики записали.
All right, it's time to put our heads together.
Уже
Got your defense ready for the trial.
Так, ребят. Чат, в кого делаем крутку? В Лине или в Елань? У меня было откручено 65 вроде как. 50, 55, 60, 65. Ну, короче, там еще... Давайте в Лине сделаем. О. Давайте мне еще одна крутка. Давайте в чатик пишите, что будем делать, точнее, в кого ключики будем делать. С 8 до 10 утра. Следующий суд. Страшно, капец. Мне интересно, а вот этот суд, он похож на суд в нашем реальном времени? Мне прям интересно. Страшно.
Do? The whole situation is so good plan. Impossible.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least besides...
Да, Линни,
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Понятно. О, вот мы,
finally, you're back. Well, how...
To be honest,
No. We're already...
Well, now, don't Don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up. That was to be expected, of course. The guilt, but don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you—
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident—
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on—
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take— You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution, Lady Farina.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly— There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder—
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask—
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically—
Huh?
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from in—
I was right by the box and I definitely—
Look at those scales. Could those mean—
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
the House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage—
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless you're— The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is real.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us—
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both Are these claims true? Please answer my question.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is the—
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's in that case, my dear—
Да, я думал, в сливах было неправда, то, что они выходцы из дома очага.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro-Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guy. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really—
I'm very very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if, but our organization is very, very large.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as...
That's right. I'm sure I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. The truth is very important, but being completely right. So, you be the judge. Heck, you met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Может, как бы он и фату, но он, мне кажется, реально это сделал не специально. Типа, если все говорили, то, что вот этот Коул такой хороший, Лин тоже сказал, да-да-да, сейчас иду, типа, чел, братан мой. Возможно, конечно, он его за что-то недолюбливает. Ну, блин, убивать вот так вот на всех глазах еще и у Архонта, это было бы очень тупо, типа.
Sorry. Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first.
Of course. I'll answer. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a conscience. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the object.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 50. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via...
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this...
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was... Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
Значит, эта девка, которая Холзи, которая пропала, это она и есть вот
On the way
это
back,
вот этого.
I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, it was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust, but like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need... Huh? Hope!
Все отлично. Че, погнали опять, блин, страшное место этот суд, конечно. Я немножко обкакался. Передышка. Чё, опять будем сейчас...
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now that at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed her. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange... So Linny proceeded to knock him out. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands. And there you have it. That...
Does the defendant's side have any objection?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the...
И не что когда начала обратно счет поиск противоречий. Так. Мы или линию через интернет вход проник в подвальное помещение, где хранится ядро Аратрис. Он не видел, что в это время происходит в туннеле, поэтому не слышал глухого звука. Нихера себе. Во время шума никто не покидал кинотеатр, а после инцидента его не могли покинуть те, чьи личности были установлены. Так, Линия утверждает, что слышал загадочные человеческие голоса в комнате, где находится ядро Аратрис в подземной части оперного театра. Далее была найдена обнаружена во время слух слышим вещкова раздался отчетливый глухой звук, который слышали многие зрители в присутствующем зале. Так, мне кажется, вот это.
Seems this won't produce a particularly...
А что тогда? Тогда вот это. Может, вот это? Серьезно, платье?
Seems...
Слышал многие зрители, послушавшие в зале. Это точно нет. Я думаю, платье это вот это третье. Вот в комнате с ядрами Аратрис.
Seems this one... Linny went to the room that contained...
Есть! Получилось первое. Так, значит, это точно нет. Что так сложно? Так, ринджет Коу. Линия во время преступления, поэтому Коу Линия ушел Коу вазой. Так, а нахер ему было его оглушать, я не понимаю. Согласно имеющим доказательствам, когда Линия вернулась в туннель, Линия же было совершено... Точно не вот это, точно, думаю, не платье. Это не главный театр. Несчастный случай. Блин, я не понимаю. Может, вот это?
Lenny did not take part in the under...
Так. Наверное, вот это тогда. А что тут? Линии хода, громкий громкий.
According to Lenny, he left via the vent.
Attention! Ace Detective, when the countdown started, Lenny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is, once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an amp. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the surface, and that...
А, вот цепочка и сложилась.
I did it!
In other words, you believe that he knew...
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, assuming that what you...
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that... Well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what Of course I do. If he had been in the... You're saying that he wasn't.
Ой, капец. Так. Что Лини не было в тоннеле. Пропавшая девушка.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more... Are you sure we don't need to give this...
А почему он?
That's right! Lenny wasn't in... This means that when the crime... The same clue you...
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Боже. Сильная палата Жардинаш выявила, что веревка, удерживающая резервуар с водой, лопнула от фейерверков, запущенные в конце резервуара. Погиб Кул, находившийся в волшебной колбе. Если исключить преступление, совершил Лини, подменить реквизит мог только кто из членов труппы. Лини подробно объяснил задумку фокуса. Друзей из большого ящика был спрятан потайной ящик, куда заходил человек из зрительного зала, то есть Холзи. Ящик с зрителем перемещался к сцене по тоннелю, а сам Лини по тому же тоннелю проходил к ящику зрительному залу. На сцене в это время была Линет, переодетая в костюм Лини, и ее ассистент. В тоннеле обнаружена одежда, принадлежащая пропавшей Холзи. Как она там оказалась, неизвестно. Кто единственный человек, кто решил преступление? Так. Мог ли тот, кто был из членов труппы? И платье.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Could there have been a third person involved? Is that Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member? Or
Я не знаю, кого
could there have
выбирать.
been a third person?
Так, кто-то из трупа. В трупе был
The
только он.
deceased's name is
Значит,
Cowell.
правильно. Да ладно, серьезно?
That can't be...
Oh, is that...
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be No one entered or left the opera house through its
Все это время никто не
entrances.
видел и не
So
выходил
where
из-
would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Не мог участвовать.
No one entered or left the opera house through it. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Возможно. Так, что для человека было?
Linny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into.
Да.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Возможно.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must. The sound we heard may have.
Вообще, я предполагаю вот это.
Halsey's clothing was.
Вот это.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to? Linny was not in the tunnel at that.
Блять. Сука.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Может быть, он подстроил смерть. Кто его знает?
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit. No one entered or left the opera house. It would have been tough for both people to fit.
Да ёб твою мать.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that.
У Лини
The
было достаточно
deceased's name is
времени.
Cowell. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Так.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there.
Да еб...
The deceased's name is. No one entered or left.
Я не понимаю. Я слишком тупой. Я не хочу делать методом тыка, ну блин.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having
I see how it is.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why, just like the trick as it transpired, the end.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very like. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between them. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Может, Холзи его убила? Я не знаю просто.
No one entered or left the opera house through its. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she...
А может быть, Холзи просто сняла с себя это
It would have been
платье?
tough for both people to fit into.
Мне кажется,
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover
точно.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method...
Oh, just a moment, please. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is Must we really? Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection.
Even so, I trust the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, guards, please...
Это очень интересно, прям как будто я фильм смотрю какой-то, типа Шерлока Холмса.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Стойте! У Холзи, когда мы ее только встретили, она у какого-то рыбака или моряка что-то спиздила. Возможно, это были вот эти вот пробирочки. Потом она, возможно, как-то Коулу их либо подложила, либо что. Возможно, она знала то, что так произойдет, все подстроилась, сняла себе это платье и просто убежала или приняла эти вещества. Сейчас, подождите, ребят, мне нужно сходить в туалет, потому что слишком много я тут сижу. Так, все, ребята, я вернулся. Я еще успел выпить таблетку от головы.
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be—
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but...
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water? Just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
То есть платье Холзи пропало чисто потому, что она растворилась в воде. Окей, понятно.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to... Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Ой, опять так.
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of... Lynette was in the magic box on... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before... The water from the primordial sea should... Now it seems like the hook... The water from the primordial... The water from the primordial... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the...
Давайте попробуем вот так. Какой реквизит используется убийца, чтобы перейти во время растворения?
Now it seems like the hook... The water from the primordial...
Какой реквизит использует убийца, чтобы спрятать механизм убийства?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage. The rope that held the water tank...
Правильно?
The deceased's name is Lynette was in the magic box on... I remember there was some...
Вот это. Все, расходится. Отлично.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. with the remaining evidence. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely...
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. I see. Does this not clear up, my dear citizens? My lord...
Опять!
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did, having made modifications to the props beforehand. His accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired so ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also now, as much as I regret having come to such a Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way. Is this the end of the...
Oh no. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
I think we've all seen enough now. I believe this is indeed...
Ой-ой-ой.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice.
Excuse me, everyone, but...
Miss, I must ask you not to shout.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared... What in the...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often... Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's... Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula, but as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila.
Верно, если девушка...
Sorry.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would... I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me.
That'll teach you to underestimate...
Where should I begin?
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily.
Линия входит в тоннель. Почему так много предметов? Так. Только без того, как жанр. Веревка к одному концу веревки разный принцип. Шарные ящики. Сложно, боже мой. Короче, вот это звук. Блин, нет. Кстати, подождите. Ничего не понимаю. Тут просто зря что. Значит, наверное, вот это? Или вот это? Да что за говно? Я не понял. Я не понимаю. Что тут?
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective.
А, тут можно типа ничего было не делать.
The strange.
Холзи кинула его в ящик. Она его оглушила вазой. Да, я помню. Потом она кинула его в ящик. После схватки. Устройство.
Lillian was afraid that she...
А, точно, она же переоделась. Ну и все.
And having been selected out of the blue, Lillian, her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, he did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief. Mistakenly believing the two broke the flower Vic with no way of escaping.
Что ты теперь будешь делать, пока... Расскажи мне. Давай.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she had
already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
At this point, all the events that happen.
Ah, so that.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak again? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that...
What? Are you reading my mind? No. I have no further arguments.
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his... Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until... As for Linny, he was in the underground structures with... From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared...
Great work, Part. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right. Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you...
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a...
I was just... We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity...
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know.
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Возможно, босс Фурина. Короче, трэш. Значит, или его убила Фурина, или на него заранее, может, когда он спал, высыпали эту воду, и она вот только сейчас подействовала.
We're just going back now? That's true.
Я тоже в шоке.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lenny.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Ага. Подожди. Мы когда были у дома Лини, а он такой, типа, сейчас отец придет. Это типа придет Арлекина?
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I, to survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement. All of the the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it.
So, she believes in that prophet?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophet. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge...
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions. If you should need anything at all in the future...
Bye, Linny!
Вот это, конечно, вообще трэш. Все. остальное на потом давайте ставим. Вообще капец. Тут у меня неожиданность, конечно. О, Навия.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for...
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And give it...
Ah, I see. Sorry.
Don't say that.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as...
Huh? Do we really need to get that form?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't...
You don't have to...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
Ой, капец. Не фонтан, Люсин. Вот это я, конечно... Это многоуровневая карта. У нас есть еще одна карта такая. Ой, это, конечно, да, это, конечно, плотно. Вообще, как вам сюжетка понравилась? Что, будем проходить вторую часть или уже на следующий раз? Давайте. Отношения делаем. Я думаю, на одном из стримов мы сможем с вами полностью почистить фонтейн, прям полностью, тупо по гайду, потому что еще ни одного сундука, ни одного ядра я не собрал. Еще нужно собрать дендрокулы в сумеру. Около звука Чайлда. У меня же нет, да, дендрокулов? Да, нету. Поэтому надо сделать все тупо по гайду. Сейчас, знаете, что я хотела? Я хотела, короче, открыть вот здесь вот зону, и там я хотела открыть деревню Беларуси, а потом мы, наверное, можем еще и покрутить. Нам нужно куда-то... Нам нужно как-то выйти с фонтейна. Выйти можно... Блин, не знаю. Поехали, поехали. Города Фонтейн. Как мы можем отсюда выйти вообще? Давайте просто сюда степнемся. И попробуем, может, как-то типа... А ну вот так просто перепрыгнуть через... Вот еще фунточку сделаем на линии. Конечно, жду я 4-1, хочу на Вилеты выйти. И Ризли тоже хочу, она классно. Вот. Здесь у меня будет такая же удача, как и в такая. Давайте тут еще поставим.
Follow the wind.
Так светло всегда под водой, капец.
The wind knows me.
Уже поплыли тогда. Там есть подводный телепорт. Предлагаю его тоже открыть. Далья. Водоросли какие-то. Это. Такая-то расщелина. Что за расщелина? Очень, конечно, круто. Плавать вот это вот. Так, куда нам надо? Нам нужно куда-то... Короче, вон туда нам нужно до острова доплыть. Блин, так круто. Так, и там скоро должна быть расщелина в озере в одном. Ну что я могу сказать, поехали вот до Элинас. Это древний бог. Дракон вроде как. Тут скоро должно быть озеро, в котором живут мелюзины. Точнее, деревья можно попасть. Круто, конечно, круто очень. Вроде это озеро должно быть где-то. Думаю, отсюда я должен скоро увидеть. Около статуи Архонта. Прям как будто горы вот у нас вот здесь вот. Очень красивые такие. Будем же туда озеро. Вот, да, вот это расщелина, то озеро, в котором живут мелюзины, как раз таки. Хочу его открыть. Тогда еще откроем еще статую Архонта. Самый большой остров, да, вот. Настю. Так, знаете, что сделать? Нужно ГГшку. Чтобы он... ГГ.
Just what will we...
Посмотрим, так, что я делаю. Раз, два. Давай. Когда я видел письмечки.
Go!
А вот так, по-моему, пускай... Ну, давай сейчас посмотрим, что он там делает. Я просто художница, вы чё? Ах ты мразотная девка, сейчас мы тебя так врежем за мелюзину, за маленькую. Да, покупаем, конечно. Да, давай сейчас просто наваляем и все. Ага. Смотри-ка.
Take flight!
Water jet!
My apologies! Embrace the ice! Take flight!
Go!
Блин, показать.
One with nature.
Whirling snow!
Ну, рисуй дальше картину, бедняжка. Бедная мелюзина. Мамер. Какая миленькая. Я хочу уже в озеро нырнуть. Это что добилось? Они хотели поменять мою картину на их море. Значит, меняться на море, подожди-ка, они хотели купить картину. Как же так, неужели не зря использовали тебе сделку? Но сделка подразумевает, что поменяться хотят оба участника. Мне не нужна эта штука море, так что это была не сделка. Знаменитый художник, что знаменитый, значит, что мне обо все знают. Мне... Короче, да. Обычная маленькая девочка. Ну, мы их зря побили немножко. Ну, да. Она могла просто, можно было попросить на рисунок, пожалуйста. Давай. Так, ребят, погодите, мне нужно открыть окно, потому что... Ну, хорошо. Да, иди мне в озеро нырнуть, пожалуйста. Деревня. О! Как раз таки. Во, да, как раз таки, я думаю, без этого квеста мы бы туда, наверное, не попали. Пены. О. Короче, наверное, ребят, я не покажу его мульту, потому что... Или она копится, я что-то не понимаю.
Go!
Не, ребята, она не копится. Еще как-нибудь. Значит, деда. Дед.
Sure.
Что ему сказать? Поплыли.
Next on the agenda.
Еще какое-то очень теплое место. О, вау, прикольно. Там скоро должна быть деревня. Гиробабочки, гиробабочки, гиробабочки.
A fateful offering.
Косыночка. Так, пусти нас, косынзяна, косыночка. Пусти нас, пожалуйста, в вашу деревню. Все отлично. Нам вон туда. Да блин, моя. Очень красиво, кстати, деревня. Жалко, тут живут не русалки. Очень красивое место. Красивое место. Вот там. Вот тут всякие домики. Ну ладно, ребят, давайте, короче, на фоне дома Лили сейчас покрутим быстренько. Круточки. Или одну, сколько у меня там круток. Только я забыл уведомление. Что-то около этого, где-то тут должен быть. Ладно, давайте просто на крышу фонтейна покрутим. Я крутим. О, Бена, 4-я конста, ура! Выдадите мне. Ну ладно, блин, 4-я конста, ладно, это тоже короче, ребята, вот такой получился у нас стрим. Всем спасибо большое, кто был на моем стриме, кто его досмотрел. Вот, я думаю, будет еще раз 3, потому что у нас еще одна часть сюжетки, еще очень много мест всяких, которые нужно исследовать. Вот. Всем спасибо. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал, жмите на колокольчик. Вот. Всем пока-пока-пока.